Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Three Reasons Why, where I pick a book and I give you three reasons why you should read this book. So, on this episode, I will be talking about All on Me by BriAnn Danae. Now, let's get started, and I'm going to read the synopsis. With the odds against him, Asir makes it his mission to come home from jail and remain on the right path. It's a struggle, especially when everyone around you has their doubts. But he's not giving up. With a son on the way and a family to provide for, he's ready to put it all on the line. No longer spending her pregnancy alone, Samora finds herself in a tough predicament that she highly regrets. She and Nasir's relationship means everything to her, but one bad decision could ruin them for good. Navigating through their brief separation is harder than they imagined. Asir was back home for good, and he didn't want to give Samora a reason to not ever have faith in him. Okay, so what's so funny is, and I'm gonna just read this. Also, part of the description is this is a short tale of love, forgiveness, and the rekindling of what was always destined to be. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is funny because my three reasons why, one of them was forgiveness. Okay, so let's get into these three reasons why. Now, before we get into them, this is the second book in the series from BriAnn Danae called A Rekindled Love. Now, All of Me is about Asir Miller and Samora Flint. Now, we was first introduced to Samir and I'm going to tell you exactly what book it was because I read that one too and was in love with it. That book, oh my gosh, y'all. That book right there, I was not ready for. The first one in the series is called Into Your Orbit, and that was about Asir's brother Asion, and they called him Ace. But so just say this, read that one and then read this one as well. You don't have to read them, but like I said, Asir was introduced in the first one. Now, the number three reason why you should read this book is for freedom. Now, as you heard me say in the synopsis, Asir was locked up and he actually got out. So he was locked up for like 6 months. And when he got out, he was like, I got a kid on the way. You know, I got a girl that loves me to death and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to go on the straight and narrow. But just because that's what he's saying doesn't mean that is always going to be the case. It's always going to be something that is going on or someone who's going to try you. And we figured that out. Okay, so the reason three that I picked this book is for freedom because he's out now. He's no longer in jail. But what I can say about him being locked up, he still took care of his woman. You know, he made sure the bills was paid, everything she needed as far as the baby. He was kind of upset that he wasn't there during her pregnancy. He missed a lot of her pregnancy being locked up. But the fact of the matter is he still took care of his woman. He took care of home. Okay, so the second reason is trust and forgiveness. Now, I picked those two words for a reason. So there was a part in the book, and if you heard me say in the synopsis, Samora made a really bad decision. Now, let's talk about it. I'm not going to go into it, but I feel like it was a bad decision. But then her mama played a part. So her parents were not fans of Asir, okay, at all. So they would just definitely try to do anything or say anything for her to leave him alone. And it was more so her mother than her father. But her mother kind of stepped in and like I said, it caused Samora to make a decision that she shouldn't have made. So that played a part in Asir trusting her and trusting her decision on why she made the decision that she did and why she did what she did. And I kind of agreed with him. And I'm going to take that back. I agree with him cold-heartedly. Like, she was wrong. Yes, he wasn't there, but there still was no reason for you to have done what you did. I mean, this man was taking care of home regardless if he was there or not. Like, whenever she needed something, if she told him she needed it, his brother was there to give it to her. Like, even if she called his brother to get what she needed, he was there. So she always had somebody to help her. So there was no reason for her to do what she did. Now, when this problem came along, they kind of separated for a minute and Asir wasn't feeling her at all. like at all. And it got to the point that Samora got mad and she was like, okay, well, if he don't want to come back and he don't want to be with me, then fine. So they both had that trust issue. And I feel like it was more so him. I think she was just upset for him. But the forgiveness part, like he had to literally forgive what she did. And I like the fact that even though he was still kind of mad with her, he showed up when he needed to show up. And I loved it. I love to also see the vulnerability of him being upset and hurt on what she did. I mean, like, he was a street dude. You know, some street dudes, they do so that show their emotions and some of them don't. And he was one of them who actually showed his emotions. And I loved seeing that part of him. Now, can I just go back a little bit? So let me tell you, Asir and Samora have been dating since high school. Like, first of all, she's 2 years older than him. So it's not like they're close in age. She's 2 years older than him. And I loved how BriAnn, Danae went in and put how they met. Like, he straight went up to her, was like, you know, what's your name? What's your number? You're going to be my girl. And that was it. Like, literally within a month, they were a couple and they had been together ever since. So it was like 4 years in. So they were like really, really in love. And now they was bringing this new life into the world. So I just, like I said, I loved the entire story. And that brings me to my number one reason why you should read this book. I said new life, but not a new life as them bringing in a baby. I feel like it's a new life for all three of them. Like I said, Asir is free now. He is no longer locked up. Now, he did do something that could have jeopardized him going back to jail, but people covered for him. And thank goodness they did. And I feel like the dude deserved it. Yeah, he deserved it because he knew what he was doing. So, you know, if you read it, you might not think he deserved it. I think he deserved it. That's what I think. I think he deserved it. So, and like, so now he has a new life. He has a chance to come out and live the right way. Like, he had businesses, he had a house, he had cars, he had everything he needed to be legit. And that was because his brother made sure of that when he came home. So I love the relationship between him and his brother, him and his mother. Like, it was just such a family dynamic and I loved it. Okay, so that was one part of the new life. The new life was, the other part of the new life was that new baby they brought into the world. Like, who doesn't love a cute little baby? And then it was a boy. So it's just, I don't know, it was just so adorable. And I love the scene that when she woke up in the hospital for after having a baby and how he was sitting there holding the baby up against his chest. And she's like, let me see my son, because you know, she didn't get to see the baby. She was asleep, but he was there with her and the baby. And it was just beautiful to watch. And then I feel like a new life for the three of them together. So now they are considered a family. They have a baby that they have to raise together. They love each other. They want to be with each other and they are willing to make things work. And I loved it. So I definitely love this book. Like I said, this is the second part in a series by BriAnn Danae called A Rekindled Love. And the first book is In Your Orbit. If you guys did not read that book, I'm telling you, go get that book. That book broke my heart, okay? Broke my heart. And if you read that book, in the book All on Me, there is a bonus scene for Ace and Nicole that's in it. And that scene again broke my heart. So definitely check out this series. This is an excellent series, but I picked All on Me for my 3 reasons why, because it was just such a phenomenal book to me and I loved it. So before I wrap up and give you my 3 reasons why, let me read you my quote that I like. And this is from Asir. He said, never doubt a nigga that beats all odds. I'ma have to show you I ain't playing. And I love that he said that because everybody doubted him. When he came out, they was like, oh, you'll be back in, you know, his PO said it, person in jail, like anybody, his brother was saying it. So like people were doubting him and he said, y'all can doubt me all you want. I love that because I'm going to beat all odds. So everybody, if you know that you can do something that people doubting you, man, forget what they saying. Let them, you can show them better than you tell them. I say it all the time. Show them better than you tell them, than you can tell them. Okay. Don't worry about it. Let your actions speak. Don't run your mouth. Just let your actions speak. So to wrap this up, my 3 reasons why for reading this book, I'm tongue-tied. My 3 reasons why you should read this book is number 3, freedom. Number 2, trust and forgiveness. And number 1, new life. All right. So thank you so very much for joining me, and join me next week when I give you a new book and 3 reasons why you should read it. Bye for now.